Ableton. Why I love Ableton so much, why I think it's the best DAW that's been out there. Ableton. Hey guys, Eric Dubois with EDP-Beats.com, and on this channel we talk about music production and music business and how you can turn your passion and get some pennies in return. So subscribe if you want to see me making beats in Hawaii and get a bunch of tips on Ableton. This video we're going to be talking about Ableton Live and why I decided to just go full on with Ableton for the past almost 10 years now. I've been on Reason, I started on GarageBand, I did Logic, I did Cubase, and I just couldn't find, nothing really worked for me. So once I discovered Ableton, amazing. And the main reason why I chose Ableton is to be able to do this. Live performances, live videos, being able to hook up all my gear to one laptop, be able to do loops, be able to create some amazing sessions, and be able to do whatever I want and whatever I can imagine live. And that's the one big reason why I go with Ableton and why it's Ableton Live. So let me hop on the computer, let me show you a few steps, and the main thing about Ableton that differentiates it from Fruity Loops, or FL Studio as they used to call it, Reason, ProTools, and all that is the session view. So let's hop over right now and let me show you what I'm talking about. One of the main reasons and one of the main differences between Fruity Loops, ProTools, Reason, and all the other DAWs is this session view right here. So what most people are used to is the arrangement view. So your basic lineup with your tracks and your volumes and all that kind of stuff. But in Ableton, you have this session view that allows you to record loops, do a live performance, or just get some ideas down quick, make like a giant super loop with a bunch of different clips, and record that, jam that live, and be able to arrange your track in that way. So that's one of the reasons why I love Ableton so much, is for this session view right here. So this is my live set. And let me show you what I'm talking about right here. So in Ableton, and I'm not sure you can do that in other DAWs, but I can bring in different projects that I've been working on directly into the session view. So these are my sets actually for each live track that I do. So for example, if I bring in Beach Bum, I just need to set the BPM at the BPM that I mentioned and just drag this straight into Ableton. All right, and that's my session. So it looks complicated at first, but you get used to it very, very, very quickly, and it's just a habit of doing. So two things. The one thing is I use this to do my live videos that I do on Instagram, and do live sets as well. So I have all of these clips, which are actually loops. So if I open this drum clip right here, it's a drum loop. So I can play that, plays in the background, I have my hi-hats, I have a regular drum loop. Everything is going to be quantized to the BPM, and it just jams out by itself. So then I can launch an entire row of clips to have like a whole track. Then I can cut some off, I can take out the vocals for example, and I can just be free in this session view, and that's what I love about Ableton. It's just this session view. So one, for live performances, it's amazing because you can do whatever you want. Two, whenever I'm writing beats and I'm creating beats, I always start on this session view to kind of just get my ideas down, and then flip over to the arrangement to create my arrangement and create the full song. But at least here I can just get a loop going, record something on the keyboard, record something on the guitar, get that loop going, add some drums, loop that, add more things, all this in this giant loop, and create different sections. And then once I have the general ideas down, I just hit record and then play that live so that I can get a full arrangement, and everything gets recorded in the arrangement view of Ableton like any other DAW. Another thing that's important about the session view and why I use Ableton for live is you can control every single parameter in Ableton on any MIDI keyboard. For example, I want this knob right here to control the volume of the master fader, or to control a delay time, or to control an arpeggiator rate, or a pitch control, a pitch shift, whatever you want, what kind of effects you want, whatever track you want, whatever you want to do, you can control it in Ableton, and you can assign this specific button really easily to anything in Ableton. So let me show you real quick. So here on the session view, you just click here on your MIDI tab, and this is the MIDI mapping window. So everything you see here in purple, you can assign to any button, any knob, anything that you have that can be MIDI controlled. So that is just amazing. So for example, if I want to set up the master fader, I just click on that volume and click on this knob right here, and then it's going to be automatically assigned, which is just crazy. So if I take off the MIDI and I move this guy, now it's controlling my master fader. So that by itself just blew my mind away, and I think it's the best thing ever. Also, if you don't have any MIDI keyboards, there's no big deal. You can also MIDI map anything on your computer keyboard directly to the DAW. So you have the same thing here, and instead of the MIDI, you just click on the key, and everything you see here in orange is mappable to a letter or to something on your keyboard, on your computer keyboard, and you can do the same thing. So it's just so easy to set up and so easy to work on. And once you get the hang of it, it changes your life, because it opens up a whole new door and a million different possibilities, and just whatever you want to do, you can do it in Ableton. And that's what I love about it. It's just this freedom. The second reason why I love Ableton is also for the Ableton push. Now the Ableton push, okay, you're not gonna go on a DAW just for one piece of equipment, but the push really is something crazy. I mean, if I had this when I was 14, it would have been amazing. And I got, this is the push 1, so there's actually the push 2 that came out, and the push 1 I got it for like $75 off a friend that was leaving the island, and he needed to sell it, so I got it. Super good deal. The push is basically Ableton in a nice little box right here. So I don't even have to look at the screen. Everything is controlled directly from the Ableton push. So I can have my session view, I can see all of my tracks, I can see all of the devices that are on there. If I want to add a device, it's super easy. If I want to change a synth, super easy again. Control the volumes, control the panning, the synths, the receives, whatever I want to do, I can do it directly from the push. So here for this live session, for example, I can control everything from here, and it's just makes the whole workflow so much easier. So for example, I can just stop all the clips. I can launch, for example, the drums first, and just play around with it. If I want to launch the bleeps and the vocals afterwards, I can. I can stop those and get the guitars coming in. It just opens up so much more possibilities. And if I want to be able to play something, here's my drum rack right there. Super easy to drum and play along. I have my 16 pads right here in a small section, and I have my step sequencer above, so I can sequence every single pad and just get everything rolling like super easily. So the push is a whole entire video on itself, but just the fact that they have this makes you want to go on Ableton, so that you can make beats in your workflow just enhances and it goes like, gets way better. I just love it. Now also, a good thing about Ableton and why I love it so much, it's the community around Ableton. It's a family, it's brotherhood. Why I'm making this video today is because I'm going to my very first Ableton meeting and conference here in Hawaii. We have a big Ableton user community, and they're making an event downtown in Honolulu, and I'm heading over to that to just meet up with the guys, talk ideas, and do some beats and just do some crazy things. So I haven't seen that for FL Studio, I haven't seen that for Pro Tools, I haven't seen that for any other DAW really out there. I went to this one beat battle, and they were asking all of the producers on stage what DAW they were using, and everyone was saying Fruity Loops, Logic, Fruity Loops, Logic, and I was the only one using Ableton. All the other producers in the crowd just jumped up and started clapping and shouting because they use Ableton as well. So there was not that reaction with other Fruity Loop guys or Pro Tools guys or Logic guys. No one didn't really care. But if you use Ableton and someone else uses Ableton, you automatically get that connection and you automatically feel like, man, we should be friends. We should really be friends. That's why I love Ableton. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys will fall in love with Ableton, or at least give it a try. If you want more behind the scenes and the sample packs that I do for Ableton and other DAWs as well, you can follow me on Patreon. Every month there's a new sample pack that comes out and some behind the scenes of the videos that I do. I really appreciate the support there. More live videos on my Instagram, just Eric Music. And if you have any questions about Ableton, I also give classes, or just put a question down in the comments below. I'm gonna try to answer it and help you out as much as I can. There's also a bunch of videos in the Ableton playlist I have on my channel that shows you a little bit, some cool tricks that you can do in Ableton. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I'm wearing this t-shirt because the Copa America is gonna start soon and I gotta show the support and the love for my Argentinian people. And hope you guys will become Ableton brothers. Peace.